Hi everybody. So I've been getting some requests for my method of making Instant Pot boiled eggs. So I'm just going to share that with you today. There are a lot of different ways to do this. My way is not the only way, but I've tried, that 666 method. I tried the 555, I tried 544, and I was still getting an overcooked egg. And finally, I just decided to try something a lot less time, and it worked for me. So hopefully this will be your answer to the perfect Instant Pot boiled egg. I'm at sea level, so if you are in a higher altitude, you may need to increase your cooking time a little bit. It's one of those things that you can experiment, and you don't have to use a whole dozen eggs. You can experiment with just one egg if you want. And, that's what I did. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I have my eggs. I have all my eggs in one basket. Okay, yeah, get a little corny here. So I get a lot of questions about this basket too. It's one of the really popular Instant Pot accessories. You can see it has the little feet on it, which is nice because when you use this basket, you don't have to use a trivet because it sits up out of the water, provided that you only have 1 to 2 cups of water in the bottom of your pot. So it's called the RSVP, and it has normally little handles on it like this, and with the handles on it, it doesn't fit in the pot. So it's a little dented here, but my husband, he got on in there and he was able to just well, it was kind of funny watching him do it, but he got it off, and I love it. I use this when I cook my potatoes. If you watch my potato salad video, this is what I use. And I think in the comments on that video somewhere there's actually a link. I'm not an affiliate, so I don't get paid for it or anything like that. It's just a link to Amazon where I bought it. And I believe that this is a 3-quart size, which fits beautifully in the 6-quart Instant Pot. I used it in my 8-quart too because I didn't want to have to buy another one, but anyway. So I apologize for rambling on, but I just really want to give you guys just all the little tips and tricks and things that I can. My eggs are from the hens in my backyard, and my girls, they're old. They don't lay as much as they used to, but gosh, right around January into February, they start laying, and we get this surprise bounty of fresh eggs, which we really love. So I have a full dozen here, and as you can see, it's only filling the basket up about halfway, so you could just put a ton of eggs in here and really make, a lot to last you for snacks and, of course, deviled eggs and all kinds of stuff. So the first thing that I do is when I go to do this, after I put my eggs in the basket. Oh, and before I go on, I brought another basket over to show you. This is just, I think this came out of a rice cooker. I got it at the thrift store for like $1, and it has these little handles. But if you happen to have a basket similar to this, you can use it, and it works really well. If you do, I would recommend setting it on top of the trivet that came with your Instant Pot. So it would be something like this. You'd put it in the pot, and then you'd put your basket of eggs down in there on top of it, and then just pop it in the pot. If it doesn't go in there with the handles, then I guess I would just do this and stick it on top of the handles. As long as it's in there, I mean, who cares? It clears, the bottom of the rim so you can get the lid on there just fine. So, anyway, that's just another option. But this is my favorite because it's just super simple and it works. So you only need a cup of water. So I just plop a cup of water in there. And I'll turn it to the saute mode first and start warming up the water. I'll just go ahead and do that just because I am going to talk for another minute because there's something else I wanted to tell you. So, we'll wait for that to beep. Something I noticed about when I'm cooking either boiled eggs or potatoes, and that is if I used my stinkiest silicone ring, so the silicone ring that goes in your lid here, they absorb odors and they can get pretty darn stinky. So when I make potatoes and when I make boiled eggs, I use my stinkiest ring because obviously it's not going to get in there. But what I notice afterward is that it just stinks a little bit less. So, you know, it's worth a try. Okay, so you just go ahead and put the whole basket. See how perfectly that fits? And there's even a little tiny bit of clearance around there, so you can get it out a little bit easier after you're done. And I'll show you that. And I made sure my stinky silicone ring is in place. And then just close that lid, set it to sealing. And then, because I didn't really end up using the saute mode, I just wanted to show you that you could preheat if you wanted to. And then that does make the time that it comes up to pressure a little bit less, but it's only a cup of water. It's not going to take that long anyway. So here's my timing. I do manual. I do high pressure. A lot of people don't with eggs. Some people do use low pressure and they have great results. Like I said, my way is not the only way, but high pressure, 2 minutes, and it's a super quick cook time. So as soon as that comes up to pressure, 2 minutes, and then the timer will turn off, and then we're going to do a natural pressure release after that. Okay, so the eggs are done now as far as the cook time goes, but what I do at this point is I just turn off the Instant Pot so that the keep warm doesn't kick in and make it, you know, stay warmer than I want it to. And now I just use a clock and I'm going to time 9 minutes. So this will be 9 minutes of natural pressure release, and when that's done, we can release the pressure and finish the process. Okay, so our 9 minutes is up. There's actually no pressure to release because it all came out during that 9 minutes. Like I said, only a cup of water in there. So go ahead and take off your lid. And then I use a big old glove and I just reach in there and I just grab the basket, and I have a big bowl of ice water and I just plunge it in there. Sometimes I get a little too much ice, and then maybe I'll put some ice in here. I mean, you can do it one at a time. You can take the eggs out and, you know, stick them in there one at a time. I've done that before too. I just tried this one day because I had that big old glove on and I thought, well, what am I going to do right now? My hand is stuck in this glove. Oh, I know, I'll just put the whole basket in there. And that works for me. So at this point, I just leave the eggs in here until I feel that they've cooled enough to be able to be cool to the touch after I peel it. So they can be in here as long as you want, but you just want to make sure you get them directly into the ice water as soon as you take them out of the pot. So I'm just going to let these set now and get cool, and then we'll come back and see what they look like. Okay, so I had them in the ice bath about 10 or 15 minutes as I was doing some other things, and I just pulled one out and dried it off. And the fun thing is how easy an Instant Pot boiled egg will peel. So I'm just going to break it along and whoop. Pretty much came out in 2 pieces of shell. That's really nice. So I think that when you boil eggs this way, I don't know what it is about the Instant Pot that makes it so that they're so easy to peel, but I don't care. It works. So just break it open and we have a beautiful egg. You know, everybody wants to avoid that darn green ring around it. You know, we really didn't get much of one. It's like so faint, you know, but if you want to avoid it at all costs and have bright yellow eggs, maybe only do an 8-minute natural release. That's up to you. But what I like about the 9-minute natural release is the texture of the yolk. It's creamy, it's not dried out, but it isn't undercooked at all. I really like my yolk to be cooked through. When I'm doing hard boiled, I want hard boiled. Sometimes I do soft boiled. That's a different recipe, but I'm super happy with how these came out. And you know, so basically it was 2 minutes at high pressure, turn the pot off, 9-minute natural release, get them immediately into an ice bath for at least 10 minutes, and voila, Instant Pot boiled eggs. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and it's always fun to teach you, new things. This is, like I said, my version. My way is not the only way. I have seen people get success with the 666 or 555 or whatever, but for the life of me, I just could not. Mine were always just really overcooked. Maybe my pots, well, I have more than one, so maybe they cook at a higher temperature. I don't know. Maybe it's being at sea level. Maybe being at sea level, I needed to decrease the time. But this just really works for me. And if nothing else, it's a good starting point for you. Have a wonderful day, and I hope that you guys will tune in again and just have fun cooking with me. Bye.